Alrighty, howdy hey there, howdy hey folks, hope you're doing well tonight, hope you're doing amazing tonight. Hope you're all ready for at least a little bit of some Elden Ring, yes, as a treat, obviously, of course. Yeah, go ahead and get yourselves comfy and cozy and all that magical stuff, because we're gonna get right on into it pretty darn shortly here. We are back at it again with some more Elden Ring. We're gonna have a good old time of it. Hopefully we're gonna beat that final boss, but as I promised last time, because the final boss did not completely get wrapped up last time, we're probably actually gonna end up doing two of the other final bosses, or not final bosses, but rather two of the other, like, Lord Soul bosses in this case. So we're gonna be getting our fill of it. So, yeah, it should, in theory, be a pretty good time. So, yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Sally. I appreciate it. Welcome to the chat, and hope you're doing well tonight. I think we're gonna be fine. I think, in all seriousness, like, we're gonna do fine here. We are pretty much at the end of the DLC at this point. I mean, like, we could probably go do extra things to go and upgrade ourselves, like, further and whatnot. But in terms of, like, our final kit and caboodle that we have for the end of the DLC, we're good. Like, we could maybe have some better armor, sure, yeah. We're honestly kind of ready, though, I think. Like, in all seriousness, like, we're pretty well set off. We are actually pretty well set off, so let me get this loaded up, actually, while we're talking about it. Yeah, I mean, like, in terms of, like, everything that we have right now, we are honestly doing pretty good for ourselves. We have the Gravebird's Black Quill armor, we have the Fire Knight gauntlets, Gravebird anklets, some decent talismans. I don't think in this case, like, all of our talismans are, like, superbly amazing. Like, there might be some DLC talismans that could maybe do us a little bit more in terms of favors, but, like, grand scheme of things, like, we came multiple times very close to actually finishing off Radon last time. It's just he kind of ended up catching us with, like, what would be otherwise the shenanigans, the redonkulous shenanigans in this case during second phase. That was really, like, the biggest thing for sure. But, like, in all seriousness, who knows? We might actually just walk into the boss arena, absolutely fucking kick his butthole, send him packing, and make him cry, and it's totally an option. It might happen. You never know. Like, this might just be it. Like, in all seriousness, it might just be it. You know what? I'm gonna say right now, it's gonna be it. It's gonna be it. And I have no exact reason as to why that's the case, only that it will be the case. Ah, the fucking zoop. Excuse the chili the fucking... I was gonna say, if he went for triple zoop, I would have been really pissed, actually. I don't think I've ever seen him fucking do that, in all seriousness. But, like, I'm kind of mad that he fucking did it twice. Didn't even get hit by that. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so it wasn't the attempt. But... I can't lie, like, I gotta say, like, the fucking, the double zoop definitely threw me off, like, crazy hard. Of all the things for Radahn to throw at back-to-back, fucking the double super sucker? I was not ready for it. I was so not ready for it. Alright. Drinky. Run to the side. Toss. Okay. He's not doing the thing that I want him to do. Of course he's not. Because he's an asshole. We are talking about Radahn after all. You know, at the end of the day, like, I have to imagine Radahn actually be kind of a bit of an asshole. Because, like, he does do some really, like, otherwise asinine shit during his fights. There's a stagger. Okay, that was rough. He does do some really asinine shit, though. He does. He does. Like, if there's one thing Radahn is well known for, it's just outright shenanigans, frankly. Which I think is a consistent reminder that he's not really, like, a good... Like, Radahn, I don't believe him to be a bad dude. I just believe that he will take the win when it comes to the win at the end of the day. Like, that is a through line for his fighting style. Ah, awesome! I love getting fucking struck down in broad daylight. Okay, alright, we dodge. We move. We dodge. Beautiful. We blood the butthole. Chug, chug. Okay, alright. He's gonna zip on in. We fucking grab our meaty club. Break his spine. Ah, that was not enough for a stagger, apparently. You know, I thought I had my timing out. Incorrect. Incorrect. No, I actually had it exactly wrong. In this case, I don't really think there is actually... Like, anything in what we currently have, I don't think we have anything that would currently improve the build further. Other than, like, us going out of our way to go get, like, better armor in this case. We could go get better armor, in all seriousness, because, like, I'm not really doing jumping attacks by any measure. And if we increased our endurance enough, it probably would be worth the effort of it. Rolled. Easy. Cake, not even a problem. Big meaty stagger. I was gonna say, that stagger definitely exists. Okay. Okay, I was gonna say that might push him in a second phase. That's gonna push him in a second phase. Beautiful. Okay. Alright, run on in. Break his knees. Beautiful. Okay, T-pose. Calling the T-pose. Alright, good combo. Big meaty blood. I'm gonna heal on this combo. Or I could die. That's also an option. Fair enough. Okay. Could it have been better? Yeah. Yeah, it could have actually been so much better. Alright. Come on, Verdun. Thank you. Freebie. I'm working on it. I'm trying. I'm doing what I can here, Sally. I mean, I got the stagger at least. You know what, actually? Early stagger? I prefer an early stagger. There we go. Big meaty proc. Shit. Wait. Oh, wait. That's actually not what I expected there. Okay. Ah. Fair enough. Alright, free. Bad roll. There's the second phase. Got this? Oh, we have this in the bag. I just need to play well enough and not suck. That's really all it comes down to. I'm really surprised he didn't T-pose, actually. Like, number of times I don't, like, attack him off of rip during second phase and he doesn't T-pose. It's very rare that he doesn't absolutely, like, he T-poses like 90% of the time. Still, though, we have it in the bag. It's fine. Bad roll. Okay. Thank you, Radon. Thank you, Radon. Chug, chug. Alright, you want to spin on in? There we go. Spin to win, buddy. A little surprised no stagger there, actually. Now I kind of want to preserve my stagger for second phase. Oh well, whatever. Chug. This will probably trigger second phase? Yeah, okay. Okay, alright, that was real cool, man. Nice. Awesome. Thanks, Radon. I think I'm overall pretty cool with the Radon second phase trigger being at 3/4 of the health bar. I think. Like, it can still be pretty annoying, but like, for the most part, I think it's reasonable. Really? Okay, so apparently I didn't have enough timing to fucking do my thing there, but Radon had enough timing to do his. Sure, whatever you say, Radon. Fuck you. You know what? No, that's exactly how I wanted this to go down anyways. Because it was that bad. It was that bad. So, fuck it. Why would I care? Why would I want to run that? Alright. Here we go. Alright. Perfect attack. Rolled. Sidestepped. Of course, it hits me anyways, because sometimes the fucking hitboxes on that are, like, weirdly meaty. Beautiful. Stagger. Alright. Second phase. T-pose. T-pose. Rolled. Chug. Because I fucked up. Run away. Oh, you gotta be fucking... You gotta be fucking redawning me. You gotta be fucking redawning me. At the end of the day, it's all there. You're gonna use some buffs. The only buff I have right now, Sally, is Golden Vow. Otherwise, we don't have any buffs. The point of the stranded run in this case is to be stranded in the DLC. Which I don't know if there's, like, any buffs that exist in the DLC. Other than the Golden Vow, whatchamacallit. I mean, you know what? Fuck it. I'll use it. Since I have it, I'll use it. But pretty much once we get done using this, it's pretty much, it's toast. And of course he immediately goes for the worst move possible. Like Radon possibly would. This guy. Admittedly, it didn't really feel like the buff saved me from a lot. In theory, I could go and find where to get the Golden Vow, like, material, like, upgrade, I guess. Or, like, craftable. But is that worth it for the effort every single time? I don't know, like, it might be, but, like, I don't know, I just kind of feel like it probably wouldn't be. Just because of the sake of the fight. That was a bad roll. That was a really bad roll, actually. Why did I do that, actually? I thought... my brain turned off. In all seriousness. Because, like, that's not where you're supposed to fucking attack. That's just not. Again, I think one of the things I brought up earlier is, like, armor-wise, our current armor set does not cover us for shit. At all. Like, at all. At all, at all. And, like, we do have a talisman in theory that could provide us, like, a good amount of benefit, but I don't really know if it's worth it. Alright, stagger. Alright, rolled. There we go. There's the attack I wanted to see. Thanks, Radon. Alright, you wanna spin? Ah, you're an asshole. Okay, thanks, Radon. There's a spin. Wait, that wasn't enough for second phase? What the fuck? I'm actually kind of surprised not second phase on that. Alright. There we go. Easy stagger second phase. This will give us a buff off of that secondary talisman that we have. I'm gonna chug only because max health would be slightly safer. And of course, T-pose. Beautiful. I'm so... God, it's so... It's always those fucking moves. It's always those fucking moves. Every single time. Every single time. Like, you want to talk about the moves that always will fucking delete your boss? Or delete your cheeks off the map? It's that shit right there. When second phase kicks in, it's always that. Alright, Radon, come on. Thank you. Oh, you're gonna do the fucking worst move possible. Thank you, buddy. I was really hoping for that, actually. Ah. He does the single stompies without the follow-up. What was that rolling I was doing, actually? Wait, hang on. I'm out of a reset there. That was bad. That actually was just bad. That wasn't even, like, remotely correct. Like, there is a way of handling that, and I did it completely wrong. Curiosity. You know what? Hang on. Curiosity. I don't know why the flower would do better here, but fuck it. We have it. My mind is like, what potential could I get out of this? Actually, wait. Wait a minute. Commander Nile and Castle Sol. Best thing I can tell you is with that fight off rip, Sally. Go after the spirit summons when you can, like as quickly as you can, but go after one or the other. Do not, like, make one of them your priority, and I usually recommend making the one with 2 swords the priority to go off immediately. I'm not sure why that staggered me the way that it did. I'm gonna wait for the cutscene here, and I'll give it a little bit more. Okay, alright. I'm gonna use this as an opportunity. Okay. So, Commander Nile in the Castle Soul. I usually personally recommend going after the Spirit Summon that is the one that constantly, like, the dual sword one first. Bait and attack. Don't just jump into the combat. Bait and attack is very much so what that fight relies on. That being said, if you do use Spirit Summons for yourself, or even if you have a Spirit Summon that you haven't upgraded, feel free to just use it for the fight in this case. It will guaranteed distract one, if not multiple, of that fight. So you can use that as an option. I don't know what your build is specifically, but if it's magic, just essentially keep in mind, like, use short, easy casting spells in this case. Use stuff that you can spit out at a rapid pace to knock out the phantoms, and then once you're down to just Nile actually is a really... He's really straightforward. Nile is actually really straightforward. I'll talk more about Nile in a minute here. Hang on. This is gonna hit me. I fucking love you so much, Radon. Thank you so much, bud. I might give the flower a chance. I like bleed procs, but I'm not gonna lie, like, I was getting something there. Okay, so Nile. Actually, okay, so this character hasn't gone against Nile, but what I can tell you. Hang on here. You know what? I feel like going tutorial mode for just a minute here, so let me see if I can find a character that has not fought Nile yet. Give me just a minute here. Got a Berserk build gone wrong going on right now. Okay, so let me ask you, what is your weapon of choice? What is the weapon you're currently using? I'm gonna guess big balls here that I've beaten the game with. I'm gonna guess. Really strong chance of it, but there's also a strong chance I haven't gone to Castle Soul yet. Greatsword build? Okay, so you have the, is it the, specifically, it's the Gut Sword, yeah? I'm guessing in this case, because you said it was the Beast build, or the Berserk build, my bad. So what I can tell you about the Gut Sword in terms of how it plays and how it functions during the fight, I'm gonna get myself up to the boss fight here. Hang on, give me just a minute. What I can tell you about the weapon you're currently using is it is not good for everything. It absolutely not. Like, definitely not. But if I remember how the weapon functions, I believe in this case the crouch poking on it is usually pretty good. So, hang on. I'm gonna real quickly go get it so I can remind myself here. It's a lot easier for me to just go ahead and kind of give like a general tutorial and whatnot. Oh, okay. This character was on a randomizer at one point or another, so that's the reason why like I'm getting random items here and there. Yeah. And because we're essentially not playing on that randomizer anymore, the area kind of triggers into being like, ah, well, you were in this area and you beat the boss of this area. So, there we go. Alright, and since I don't have anything worth value, cool. Yeah, no problem. No problem at all. Definitely. One of the biggest things I like to do personally is like I like to show people like how to approach and how to handle bosses and whatnot. That's usually one of the biggest things that I personally like to do. I can understand like summoning and whatnot, but personally like I prefer to show people like, hey, here's how you do, not just doing it for them, I guess. Okay, so I don't really know what your talisman setup is like in this case, Sally, but what I can tell you in this case is for talismans that you probably should have, one of... This fucking thing is not a shit. There we go. I'm turning that off for like 2 minutes here. One of the things I can tell you here personally, in terms of talismans, is talismans that you probably should have. I don't have them on me personally right now, but one of the ones you probably should have is the Alexander War Shard, which is the one that gives you essentially like Ash of War's like damage up in this case. That's a really good one to have. Another one that you might end up having is the Arsenal Charm or any of its variants that are essentially better. That is a really good one to have, for sure. Definitely. Another one that is usually good to have, arguably, is the Axe Charm. Which the Axe Charm, in this case, as it says, it shows a literal axe on it. Like the Winged Sword insignia, like imagine this, but like an axe, essentially. That one does a really good job, essentially, with heavy charged attacks. Yeah. And then in terms of that final talisman slot, the only one I would tell you to avoid, personally, this late in the game, is one of the Soar Seals. Like, the Scar Seals and the Soar Seals, like, that 5 to 15% damage is a lot this late into the game. It really genuinely is. But yeah, that's, like, the baseline in terms of that stuff. So... I'm gonna get up to the boss here real quickly. Give me just a minute to do so. Obvious buffs to have. Flame Grant Me Strength is really good, of course. Definitely. Like, that's just a guaranteed one. One of the easiest ones to get is Golden Bow. If you don't have Golden Bow, probably worth getting Golden Bow. Which the Golden Bow Ash of War, in this case, is literally just right there in Lemveld. So right off the bat in the game, worth getting if you don't already have it. Yeah, if I had a Rune Arc to recommend to you that you need to have, or you want to have, I would personally always usually lean towards the Godric's Great Rune, personally, but that's just because that's what I always go with. Radahn's is frankly just a really good time. Radahn's is a really good great rune for the most part. So, yeah, it could potentially save your butt multiple times over. Alright. So here's the thing. I'm going to show you how to do this, more or less. What do you use rune arcs for? Rune arcs in this case allow you to... Hang on here. I'm going to just do a save quit real quickly. Do you give them to the finger lady? The rune arcs, no. No, the rune arcs you do not give to the finger lady. The rune arcs are essentially like... I don't know if this is your first Soulsborne, but how they essentially work is when you use a rune arc, it activates pretty much like a second ulterior effect that lasts as long as your character stays alive, in this case. The baseline for that, like, pretty much like you activate it and it does nothing, like you don't have any of the special effects for it, is it just gives you a slight, very slight health bonus. Like, so essentially you don't have any of the rune arcs, it'll give you a very small health bonus. If you have rune arcs actually like properly equipped, in this case, which if you've ever seen any of those very, very large like towers, like over by Godric's Castle, there's a very, very large tower that's over to the like south, I'm sorry, it's over, I think in this case, to the east. It's over to the east of his structure, of his building, that you can actually go from his castle over to. The rune arcs all have, like, various effects to them. So in Godric's case, the one I currently have equipped, it gives me +5 to every single stat I have. Now, for all intents and purposes here, to go ahead and show this off as best as I can, give me just a minute here. I'm actually going to do a little bit of something that is not correct, but it'll help me show off better what you kind of want to learn here in this case. So give me just a minute here. All right. All right, give me just a minute to do this. There you go. Okay. So for all intents and purposes, I want to go ahead and do this fight with the actual weapon itself, so that way I can show it off. Now, in terms of Ashes of War, I'm going to go ahead and leave it at what is base for the Ash of War on the weapon. But I'm going to go ahead and give myself the actual weapon. But other than that, it's pretty much exactly as is. So... So in this case, what we're going to go ahead and do here is I'm going to go ahead and equip this Greatsword plus 25, use Lion's Claw. So you would benefit then. You would benefit from having that Ash of War that I talked about. Likewise, actually, you know what? While we're talking about it, Arsenal Charm. I'm going to go and give myself the better Arsenal Charm in this case. There is a better overall Arsenal Charm to have. A second here. I have to fucking reload the thing. Like, technically speaking, I could probably just do this off exactly what I have right now, but, like, I would not be able to equip the same level of, like, armor and whatnot for it, so... Alright. There we go. Okay. So, in theory, you would have the Great Arsenal's Charm. You might end up having the Erdtree's Favor Talisman, which in this case, I'd say the easiest one to get is the standard one for sure. Definitely. Like, not even close. You might end up having Alexander's Charm, which in this case, hang on here, Alexander's Charm. I don't know where to specifically, but Ritual Sword is actually pretty damn easy to get. So Ritual Sword, you might end up having Ritual Sword in this case. That's a pretty damn, really easy one to get, actually. There's that one. Okay, cool. Yo, Night Slash, how you doing, buddy? It's good seeing you. Axe Talisman, you might end up having that one in this case. Dagger Talisman, in theory, can be really good, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's the one to go for if you're going to go for a talisman. And I think that's roughly it. I think in this case, that's roughly it to go over. So, let me go ahead, do some quick swapping here real quickly. So, Ritual Sword is just an easy one to get for sure. Ritual Sword is really easy to get. Like in this case, pretty much when you're talking Ritual Sword Talisman, what you would be doing in this case is from Altus Highway Junction, roughly. Pretty much in this case, or actually, I'm sorry, Altus Plateau. Altus Plateau, Site of Grace. You would just be heading right over to Lux Ruins if you don't already have this. If you have it already, cool, that. It's an easy one to get. It's extra 10% damage in this case, so not even painful to get. The Great Arsenal Charm, you may not need it necessarily, but also, like, keep in mind, like, pretty much if you go after this one, where you're going to be going in this case, in Caelid, is towards this area, and there's like 3 phantoms that you have to fight essentially to get the talisman, but you can cheese them. Pretty much any phantom in the game you can cheese as long as you find like essentially a cliff where there's like a smaller rock where you can stand on top of. You can stand on that smaller cliffside, pretty much, usually speaking, and most of the time the phantoms will usually just roll right over top of you, right into the abyss. So they do not understand platforming, which is a good thing. So there's that, right? That's what you would do here. So that's that talisman, if you need it. Another one here that's definitely very important, Axe Talisman. You may not need this one as much because, admittedly, the Greatsword here is a little bit of a grievance to use. But the Warrior Jar Shard is really damn good to get. Warrior Jar Shard essentially allows you to take that Lion's Claw that you have on your Greatsword. Now, I don't have that on here. I have Stamp instead. But this is more damage towards your Lion's Claw, and I do usually recommend like spamming Lion's Claw on your Greatsword, especially the Guts Greatsword. It is very good. Not sure if there's anything else in particular to cover here. I'll go ahead and put on this Health Talisman for the time being. Actually, wait, you know what? I'll do their Erdtree Favor. Erdtree Favor is pretty easy to get. Erdtree Favor is actually, like, pretty easy to get. Erdtree Favor in this case is... That talisman is literally your first, like, the first step. You go through that little dungeon there, and there is an area in there where you get that from. So, that's where you get that talisman from. Anywho, that's all of that. I need to change my armor ever so slightly here because I am currently fat rolling. But there we go. That feels good. And let's go in there. Let's do this. Okay, so personally, I always recommend just going right on up, dealing with the one with double swords first. Now, you might get poked a couple times here and there, for sure. But, like, long story short, just deal with him first. Nile is always going to buff during the sequence. What the fuck did I get caught on there, actually? More than anything, I'm actually just kind of confused on what I got caught on there. Anyways, something I was trying to show off is the fact that this poke right here has a lot of potential. But anyways, going over his attacks. That's not how you're supposed to roll that one. Hang on here. We're gonna go and reset the situation here. Anyways. Nile, buddy. Rolled in. Personally, I usually recommend, unless you have a very fast attack there, don't bother on that one. This one, however, roll in, poke, and usually speaking, if you get hit by that, like, little poke, it's not that bad, actually. It really is not that bad. This one here, just wait for him to zoom on up, and it's essentially free damage for a while. He's pain, not gonna lie. Yeah, he can be pretty bad, for sure. The biggest thing to remember is you do, in fact, have a massive fucking weapon. So, like, keep that in mind pretty much during this fight. While you can get off some quick attacks, it's usually best to not, like, test your theories. The other thing that I try to show off here, too... Oh, well, he's dead. Anyways. I didn't mean to kill him that fast. But the thing to show off here is this crouch poke here. Learn how to crouch into poke. Just literally, this right here is so strong. Like, keep in mind, like, this is DPS. This is fast. You can roll out of it really quickly. That is very important when you're using the Guts Greatsword. Like, highly important. Don't lock yourself into using the heavy attacks too much. Because, like, this fucking shit, that's massive. That takes a lot of time. So is the jumping attacks. Do not dedicate your time to that. Learning how to do the, like, standard, like poke attack on the crouch attack is so important. This does so much work. So... the other thing, too, about this that I didn't really get to show off there because, well, the fight just kind of went faster than expected, is that this is really good for dealing with the phantoms, because usually speaking, both of the phantoms, this is going to be faster than a majority of what they can do to you, personally. There's like 2, maybe 3 attacks that the phantoms can do that are going to cause you problems, and it's because they hyper armor, but otherwise... That would be... Yeah, Yeah, that would be like the main recommendation, right? That would be what I would give you in terms of advice. No. Hopefully that clarified well enough. But yeah, we're gonna get on back to Prime Consort here. I'm actually gonna step away for just a minute here. Nice character name. Thank you very much. I am only the best at making characters. But I'm gonna be right back. Alrighty. Cool. Let's do this. Yeah, no problem, Sally. No problem at all. Funny enough, I think I've thought about it in the past, and whether or not I would I don't know, like I've thought about doing like tutorials before. And I'm not exactly sure if those would go over well. Actually, wait, hang on here. Scorpion livers. I don't know how easy it is to get beast livers and scorpion livers, but like, oh, but the lamprey. Okay, maybe not then. Concept-wise, maybe it was a good idea, but like, it's fine. It's okay. I have thought about it, though. I have definitely thought about it before. You know what? We do have these. I guess I could use these. Sure. I'm good at tutorials. Well, you know, honestly, like, if people would want to see those, then I would be down to do them for sure. Like, I would be more than happy to do them. I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it. Why did I eat that so early, actually? It was kind of stupid. I would probably enjoy tutorializing. Like, honestly. Like, I think I would enjoy doing that. Likewise, I've been kind of getting back into a bit of a Elden Ring kick streak here lately. So, like, I think it would be fun. A little surprised no stagger yet. Huh. Maybe it's something about the flower. Just in general. Wow. I'm actually really surprised no staggers. I mean, there's the stagger finally, but... Okay, so tip here, run all the way back, then start running right. It's basically to avoid all these shadow clones. Thank you very much, Sally. I appreciate it. Alright, chug here. That attack is usually always free in terms of heals. Oh, I fell for easy bait. I fell for the easy bait. The hard part about Radahn's second phase is very much so the fact that he knocks your cheeks back and forth. That is very much so what makes Radahn's second phase as hard as it can be. Frankly. Boost Vicar, Endurance, Strength. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. You know what, honestly, let's just... Funny enough, I'm kind of actually liking the flower for the most part. Like, I think the meat stick... I'm gonna give the meat stick one more go, I think, in this case. Because, like, the meat stick is pretty good. But, like, I think the flower might actually just be that teensy bit faster. Which is a benefit. So... I appreciate this up, though. Thank you very much, Sally. Alright, sidestep. Get fucking broke. Break his cheeks apart. Beautiful. Freebie. He's giving us the freebie attack. We love to see it. Not a second phase trigger. Oh. Oh, I threw in broad daylight. That's so embarrassing. You know what? I'm gonna give the meat stick another go. Because honestly, like, we spent so much time on the fucking, in this Stranded run. Getting the meat stick upgraded, which I guess for all intents and purposes, actually, in this case, I should probably explain the whole idea of the title being like this is a Stranded run is pretty much in this case, while we have all the DLC to explore, this is the base game. We have not explored the base game. Like, yes, we have these graces here, but these are only graces that you get, like, normally in the base game, pretty much. So, like, the Chapel of Anticipation, the first step. I don't know why the lake-facing cliffs one activates, but essentially, pretty much, like, other than these couple of graces here that activated, we don't have any base game content. So pretty much any of our stones, any of our materials, anything that we've collected, it's all been DLC. Pretty much. That's the whole point. So our character in this case is completely built off of that. Alright, I would love it if he'd tornado towards us again, but that's fine. Roll. sidestep, meaty smash. Rolled, rolled. No staggers, okay. And roll. Chug, chug. Okay, cool. I'm glad to see my second chug didn't count for shit. That was awesome. Sword of Darkness is a pretty good weapon in the DLC. Fair. I don't think I've actually had much of an experience with it, actually. I have not really gotten a chance to try it out. Unfortunately, because of how the DLC is in terms of stones and whatnot, we don't really have a lot of options in terms of stones at this point. Like, all of the stones that we got to upgrade this weapon, we have pretty much used them all up. Like, there's probably more stones that exist, grand scheme of things, but, like, more or less, we don't have probably enough to get another max weapon. That stagger was kind of lucky. That damage felt meatier than I expected it to be. Weird. If I had to think about something to do differently here at this point in time, it would, in theory, be changing out our armor. Probably. But that would also probably require us to go and get more endurance, in all seriousness. At least in terms of using the Blood Fiend's arm. If we were to use, I think in this case, I think the flower actually is lighter. By 4 pounds. Okay. So the flower is lighter by 4 pounds. We could, in theory, use that instead. And that would give us 4 pounds of grace. But that probably isn't going to be enough to keep us out of heavy load. Which, admittedly, in heavy load, I feel like heavy load is just kind of a death sentence on an average day basis. Alright, dodged. Beautiful. Sidestepped. Beautiful. Armor too heavy. If we end up going with too heavy of an armor set, yes, it will be. Beautiful. I would like to avoid too heavy if I can help it, for sure. I thought I rolled that, but fair enough. Alright, could you please spin dash into me? Thank you, sir. Alright, big meaty crunch. Second phase triggered. There we go. Second phase starts off nice and meaty. We love to see it. Unfortunately, I took the punish for it. I'm kind of just bitter. I'm actually just kind of bitter. That's so BM. Radon. What the fuck? Ugh. The problem here is that the weapon itself is actually pretty damn heavy. It being a 22-pound weapon is arguably pretty rough. The most we can barely squeak out in this case is going up to this common soldier armor, which, you know what, honestly, I'm not doing any jump attacks. So, screw it. Let's try, I guess. Let's try that. Let's see what comes out of it. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe it's just enough. It could potentially be better. I highly doubt this will make enough of a difference. You know what? I feel good. I feel good about this. This will be it. This will be the attempt. Alright, he's gonna spin dash. Spin dash. Beautiful. Rolled. Sidestepped. Meaty crunch against his butthole. Second phase begins. Crunch his toes in. Stagger. Alright, chug. Oh! Opinion on leveling and where you think your ports should go into most? It depends on what you're going for and what you're comfortable with, I would say, for sure, Sally. The first and foremost thing is usually always just health, primarily. If you're new to the game series, by any measure, and, like, I'm not saying you are personally, I'm just saying, like, as a general basis, if you are, then health is usually always the correct option. Health, then whatever your weapons are requiring. Don't like over level if you can help it into any category, because usually speaking, I personally feel like I like to use more weapons. I like to use more variety, and dying and whatnot for me personally, like, I don't care about dying as much. Like, for me, like, dying is literally bread. Like, it's the bread and butter of this game. So for me, like, I'd usually say like weapon stats first. But if you're new to the game and you just want to, like, learn the experience first, just play with that in mind first. Like, play with vigor in mind, play with endurance in mind, whatnot. Yeah, I wasn't. I could have done better, admittedly. I could have done better. It was. I threw. Unfortunately, that stagger happened at the wrong time. Okay. Oh, I got hit by the fucking beam into the sword, into the beam. That's unfortunate. Anywho. If I had to give a rough breakdown of, like, overall best possible enjoyment experience, I would personally say in this case, your primary stats to focus on are obviously probably getting your health at least roughly, like, early game, like, an early game in this case I would say is up to, like, Renala. Early game, I would recommend getting your health up to probably, like, 25, 30 roughly. And then if you have extra points left over, which I usually say, like, hey, dump all your points into health, and then, like, whatever your last, like, 1 to 2 points are of that level up cycle, dump that into your, like, whatever you're currently working off of. So if you're doing strength, do strength. If you're doing dex, do dex. Something to keep in mind, though, which is kind of annoying as piss, but also how it works, is dex always requires exact leveling amounts for weapons. So if you want to use that new weapon, but it requires something out of your reach, you cannot do that. But strength is the homie. Strength is a homie, because you can just say, hey, I need... Okay, so that weapon requires 50 strength. I only have 40 strength. Well, strength two-handing requirements are completely different. Two-handing gives you I think it's a 1.5 bonus. So you can essentially say, hey, this weapon that costs 50 strength, I only have 40 strength, but if I two-hand, I can meet the requirement. Bonk. Bunk his. Fucking bunk his ass. Okay, that was bad. I don't know what I was fucking going off of there. That was pretty bad. Yeah, he deserved to turn away from me on that one. He deserved to turn away with. God, that was bad. That was a bad attempt. You know what? Fuck it. Let's go back to the flower. The flower actually wasn't sucking for all it's worth. The flower was not too bad. Nice. Thank you, Radon. Other than the fact that, like, the staggers felt slightly weird. Favorite build to go for? Almost always a strength build. Like, I am usually always Unga Bunga. Always Unga Bunga. Beautiful. Big meaty staggers. Big meaty staggers. Big meaty staggers. Very nice. Very nice. Chug. Unfortunate, but fair enough. I think I get hit by this anyways, because fuck me. I'm a little annoyed about that whiff, but fair enough. Chug here. Okay, this is fine. Okay, beautiful. No, you fucking bastard! Okay, alright, this is good. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Okay, he's being a dickhead. This is absolutely what we expect of Radon. Oh, he's so lucky. He's sucking. Ah. Fair enough. You know what, actually, for all it's worth, though, like, the flower actually, unironically, the flower is working here, so I might swap flower at this point. The flower is actually doing its work, so... Alright, run away. Run forward. He did it. He did it to me. He was a jackass, as per usual. Radon strats. Flower goated with the sauce. No, honestly, Flower is kind of, in fact, goated with the sauce, for all it's worth. I'm actually going to try and focus it so I can have a second phase work better for me. Because I would prefer my stagger to line up with second phase. Alright. That should be pretty good for second phase. There we go. Second phase, Staggerino, baby! Chug a little early. Okay. Or no roll. That's fine too. Always close the distance on shit like that when it comes to Radahn. You do not want him being able to summon Shadow Clones. Alright, second phase staggers. Beautiful. In theory, he probably is... Yeah, he's going space. Alright. Alright, there we go. Avoided. Okay, not what was supposed to happen, but we'll take a quick boy kiss. That's fine. That's actually fine. That's fine. We'll take a boy kiss. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Chug, chug. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, alright, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. This is actually still fine. Oh, okay. Less fine. Oh. Oh. I threw. That was on me. I threw. 110%, that was on me. Like, there's not even, like, any holding it. Like, that was just, in fact, me the entire time. That's me in the corner. I don't reasonably know if this would cover my butthole, better, but fuck it. There's a stagger. We don't get any buff out of it this time, but still, it's worth the effort of it. Alright, second phase trigger. Okay, 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 okay. Alright, jump in, attack. There we go. Second phase starts off with a crit. Critacular. Beautiful. Simple attack. That was bad on my part. Okay, well I spam rolled a little too heavily. In all seriousness, that was actually just me spam rolling. I should not have done that. That was dumb. I can't. Okay. Alright. Yeah, that's what I thought. You know what? I'm feeling classics. I'm feeling classics on this one. Hang on. You know what my problem is? I haven't been naked. I need to just be naked, actually. Fun fact. The second phase right against the fucking trigger. Which means this should be a stagger. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. Oh, that was weird that that worked the way that it did, actually. It's actually really weird that that worked the way that it did. Radon, really? Could you maybe get away from that wall, dickhead? Thought you already killed Radon at the festival. Yeah, he, so there's some lore implications in this case that you may not necessarily, know about this one. But yeah, he technically died at that festival. Technically. But the DLC kind of brought his ass back. So. No, it's still Radon. Alright, that was the most, like, exacting, saucy combo humanly possible. Beautiful. Okay. Radon, buddy, you want to spin into me? Not the spin I wanted, but we'll take it. Alright. Second phase gets triggered. Beautiful. I'm a little surprised that didn't hit me. Also, I'm a little surprised no stagger. There's a stagger. You know what, actually, it kind of worked out for me, didn't it? Oh! Oh! That was so rude! That, like, it was going really well, and then I got hit. I deserve that. I deserve that. That was pretty bad. For all intents and purposes, I might not even need this one anymore, necessarily, but... I'm gonna leave it. Fuck it. I don't... you know what, honestly, at the end of the day, it's gonna happen one way or another. And unironically, I usually find my best chances is when my character's naked. So. Which, for all it's worth, I mean, like, I just got, like, 3 consecutive, like, super staggers. So, yeah, it's kind of working. I don't know if it's because Radon sees more kill opportunities or something like that, but... well, I mean, shit, we'll take it. You think you'll ever be doing a no-hit run? If I'm ever in the position of doing a no-hit run, then something like I'm on some like absolute demon time at that point. No, honestly, like if I'm at that point, I've probably, like, I've played this game a lot, And what I would say is at one point or another, like, I was probably closer to that point. But at least in terms of where I am now, it's been a little bit since I last played the game. Radahn's probably, like, my least experienced boss. So, he does not look good on me, admittedly. But... you know, I think I probably could end up doing no-hit runs, in all seriousness, but it's kind of one of those things of, like, I would probably need to do a lot more practice before I get to that point. That might line up for a stagger. That might have lined up for a stagger. It did not. Understandable. This might, though. I was off on my timing for the grandma, but, like, I don't know what it is about the orchestra there, but they, like, essentially, they don't say grandma, but it sounds specifically like grandma. That was bad rolling. That was bad rolling. I could see myself doing it at some point or another here, and I've definitely, like, asked myself on doing it. I could probably end up doing it at some point or another here. More than likely. I've done plenty of no-death runs at this point, more or less. And I think in this case, I could probably see that happening too. The no-hits. So... Damn you, Radahn! Big meaty crunch. That was a bit more of a crunch than I probably should have went for, but whatever. We're here now. Actually perfect. Love to see it. Take my crit, heal. Pretty confident if I get hit by the nuke, I die without armor. That was kind of a guesstimate on whether or not that would actually be a crit, or a stagger at least at that point, which I'm not gonna lie, I kind of just got lucky there. Okay, that was bad rolling. That was bad rolling. That was bad. The problem is like, I see a lot of my mistakes, but it's kind of like, I don't know, like, you know, like, you're making bad mistakes, but, like, it's still catching up to the muscle memory, more or less. I think that's a lot of it right now. Same attacks that keep killing you. Those same attacks are really bad, admittedly. But it absolutely has been the same attacks doing the work. It definitely has been. A big portion that makes second phase difficult, the way that it is it really kind of comes down to the fact that in second phase, a majority of what makes that fight harder is the fact that those laser beams stagger you. They do, like, they stagger you a lot. And because of that fact, because they stagger you in the way that they do, it really messes you up. It really, really genuinely does. So that's a lot of it. That really is a lot of it. So weird. Wait, I didn't have enough time to fucking do that there? That's not correct. Wait, that's actually not correct at all. Radahn's kind of a boss where you really, like, coming up against him with a heavy weapon in mind, you need a very particular brand of heavy weapon, and in this case, this is like a slower heavy weapon. Can you backstab Radahn? You can't backstab Radahn, no. You might technically be able to backstab him while he's down on the ground, but you have to stagger him or you have to parry him. Those are your two options. Awesome. Thank you, Radahn. Okay, dodged, dodged, dodged. Beautiful. Trying to, at this point, save my stagger for second phase, because it doesn't really pay me to stagger him first phase at this point. Oh, not enough to second phase, okay. Alright, there's second phase, beautiful. Did not mean to get hit by that, but fair enough. Okay, one of the few times that that actually hits. Fair enough. Let's see. There's a couple things that I would reasonably say about Radahn that make him not personally my favorite boss in all grand scheme of things. Wait, does Leto's armor have? It does have that. Okay, slightly strengthens attacks after rolling. Okay, all right. You know, actually, damn, I wish I'd known that a little bit sooner, because that's a pretty good buff to get for all things. Especially against a boss like Radahn, where most of my attacks more or less end up being rolling attacks. Alright, Radahn, do you want to dash? Come on, buddy. Alright, beautiful. Overall, this probably could be better right now, but, like, you know, it is what it is. I'm gonna actually let him stagger out. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, cool. Center arena. That's exactly where we want him. Awesome. Thank you. Oh, okay. That was really fucking cool. Thank you, Radahn. Radahn, at least DLC Radahn, just kind of is annoying, honestly. He really is kind of just annoying. Like, he's totally possible in every single way. It just a lot of the times he does one or two little gimmicky things in the same way that you'll find out, like, from Gideon. Gideon is one of those bosses where you pretty much, like, come prepared to be hit by him a couple times, or you will die, pretty much. Same thing with Radahn here, honestly. Like, Radahn, you can get away with it, but it's very often that you will not get away with it. Very, very often you will not get away with it. We're done. You're welcome. Alright, beautiful. Staggerino. Man, I sure do love the fact that I could just get fucking laser beamed right on back. God, fucking piece of shit ass Radahn. You know what? I'm gonna go back to the flower and we're gonna see if we can clear with the flower for all intents and purposes. The flower wasn't doing bad. Like, it really genuinely wasn't. Man, thank you, Radahn. Okay, bad roll. Well, more than anything, I was just kind of greedy there. If I hadn't been greedy, then that would have been as bad, but, you know, I made my choices, so. Alright, second phase triggered. Beautiful. Okay. This should stagger. Not really what I wanted there out of that experience, but fuck it, we'll take it. Yeah, fuck it, we'll take it. Hey, Randall. How you doing today, buddy? Big dammies. Okay, well, I fucked up. I fucked up. This is bad. I threw when I decided not to heal. God damn it. Radon is... he's a piece of shit. For the most part, though, like, it was actually pretty good. Like, it actually was pretty good. Hey, Reese, how you doing? Good seeing you. He's just a big bully. He is, in fact, just a big bully. A quick teabag, of course. Alright, big meaty smack against his cheeks. Oh, get fucked right out of the most horrible thing you could have done to me. T-posing is comical. No, okay. Alright, we're fine. We're fine. We're breathing. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Alright, run away. I knew I shouldn't have fucking healed. I knew I shouldn't have healed there. That was stupid. Ever closer to that final... You know what? Hang on. Okay, so I'm in mid-roll. I'm in mid-roll. Hang on. Okay. Alright. You know what? Meaty club. Back to the meaty club. Why is Radahn so angry? You know, that's a really good question. I think it's something to do with the fact that he got revived by his younger brother, who literally revived him purely off the basis of wanting to consort with him. That's probably a portion of that equation, but, like, you know. Alright, I really wish he had spin dashed into me there, but that's fine. Okay, that's fine. I deserve that. That's probably a portion of the equation, though, in all seriousness, is that's pretty much what's going on in the story here. Radahn is back because his younger brother pretty much wanted some yaoi. And that's where we're at right now. That's why Radahn is back. Stagger. Teabag. Bop. Bizzle. Alright, chug. Rolled. Maybe he just needs a hug? Dude probably does in fact need a hug, yeah. He's kind of going through it right now. He had to keep it in the family? Exactly. Which, by in the family, fucking Mikola. Oh, wait, that's actually exactly what it is. Literally fucking Mikola. He literally does this to me every single time. Oh, why did I do that? That was so stupid. Tiki, Tiki! Radahn Smasher! No, 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 no! Radahn! Fuck you! Fuck you! I didn't deserve that. I didn't deserve that win. I fucking threw. I didn't deserve that one. That was luck. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Anyways, yeah. Story is...
I'm going to be a god. If we honor our part of the vow, promise me you'll be my consort.
I've earned my crown. I've earned my crown. I've earned it. Oh, boy. And so, like, not to, like, oversimplify the actual, like, baseline of the story, but pretty much more or less what happened in this case was you can kind of consider Mikola to be your Griffith comparison in this case if you've ever read Berserk. But Mikola pretty much thought the best possible way to do things and to save everybody was to become a god, just like his mother. And comically enough, it really wasn't the best way to handle things. That's really kind of the through line there, though. So yeah. Anywho. Unfortunately, the lad is now dead. The old man has passed away. Wait, am I fat rolling? Oh, I'm fat rolling because of the crown. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, yeah. There we go. Okay. Anywho. Okay, here's the thing. It takes a while to get through. At least I think I remember it taking quite a while to get through the death planes in this case. And I would like to get to the boss for I'm forgetting his name right now. Crazy. So I think we're gonna real quickly. We're just gonna do this magical little thing here. Hang on, folks. I should not have won that fight in all seriousness in the way that I did that there, but like I am glad that we got through it. Like it feels good. It feels good to be done with it, but still. that was going to be very bad very quickly. So, yeah. Thank you, folks. Thank you for cheering my ass on. Like honestly, like that was not very not very good. All right, hang on here. We're just gonna go ahead real quickly. There. Go. I believe that should do it. I believe that should do it. Yeah, okay, there we go. Midger's Manse. There we go. Second floor chamber. I believe... Is it Manse Hall or is it... Well, you know what? It doesn't really matter. Because either way, we just essentially want to get here quickly. Because we don't have, unfortunately, a lot more time tonight, grand scheme of things, but, like, I wanted to get here sooner than later, so... You'll tell your children about you? Or about me? I don't know if I'm worth this story, man, but I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I think I remember how to run through the mansion here pretty quickly. So we're just gonna try to run through the mansion pretty quickly. I think I do. I think the mansion is actually, like, pretty quick if I remember correctly. You just have to, like, actually run through the damn place. Okay, alright, cool, thanks. Butthole. Man, I love the fact that they both ganged right up on top of my butthole. That was very cool. Understandable, truly. Radon, I think I've come to appreciate him more, but I can't really say I like the Radon fight. I can only say I tolerate the Radon fight anymore. Like, Prime Consort Radon, first phase, I think is actually pretty reasonable for the most part. Second phase just feels awful. And after a certain point, it also kind of turns into this, like, did that become my problem? That might have become my problem. It kind of became my problem. Okay, cool. Awesome. Great. Okay, well, we just have to run back around and do the same exact thing, but again, that's fine. That's I think really the biggest through line, grand scheme of things, is like, it's not horrible, it just kinda, it gets really fucking tedious really fast. So it's unfortunate that that item that they're throwing around right now is actually like literally like dog water shit. Like, it's actually such a bad item. It is such a bad consumable. It is laughably, horribly bad, honestly. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. That's how I feel about that item right there. You know, I probably should spend this money real quick. Probably. Oh. Wait, oh. Wait, no, never mind. I already spent the money off of Radon, didn't I? Yeah, I guess I did. Alright, let me pop this, I guess. Ah. You gotta be kidding me. The fucking soul of a twink and a god wasn't enough to level up a single time. Okay, fair enough. Alright. Alright, that's fine. That's okay. That's, you know what, that's fine. That's fine. That's okay. I didn't actually want to level up anyways. That would have been, that would have been mildly cringe. Alright, I guess we'll pop these. I think that gets us over the cap. Like, I don't even need to do this. I hate having extra souls like that, so... You know what? I'll do endurance. Why not? I've delayed enough endurance at this point. I don't remember if this area required like a ton of running around. I don't think it did, but we'll find out. It might have. It might require more than I expected. I thought there was a lever over here to... Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, right. Forgot about that. I forgot about the massive painting. I do like the fact that they did end up adding something into this area, though. Like, I do kind of actually really appreciate that. Like, it's a fun thing having, like, hidden walls and all that. And I wish they did it a little... Maybe not a little bit more, but, like, at least something in, like, the base game a little bit more so. To kind of represent those things. Like, I like it a lot. I like it genuinely so much. So. Ionis Torch. Monk? Does this guy give me a fucking whatchamacallit? I think he does. I think he gives me a seed for a Skadu. Okay, never mind. I was completely wrong. Fair enough. You have to only be only... Wait, I'm sorry. Do you have to be only online to go into the DLC? No, you can do this offline. You probably have to buy the DLC from the online store in this case, obviously, but, like, you can play the DLC offline. Trust me, I would not be able to play the DLC right now, because I usually use randomizers, and I also have Cheat Engine as a backup for, like, things like, essentially how I got, I guess it's not on this one, but, like, on the other character for Big Balls, that's how I got the Great Sword the way that I did, and the Talismans. It is convenient having access to DLC functions. Please stop staring at me, please. Thank you. Oh my god, why is this old man throwing hands like this? There we go. Put him in the grave. This cutscene's a little bit brutal. And by, like, a little bit brutal, I mean, holy shit, it's brutal. I don't know if I want to show this one necessarily. Nah, I think we're good. I think we're good. Okay, good start. Midra's a really fun boss fight, though. Actually, like, unironically, like, not a good way to start Midra, but like Midra's really fun, actually. Like, I like Midra like a good amount. So.
The depths of your foolishness.
Bad way to start the fight literally every single time, but, like, you know. Crush the small man. Ooh, free buff! We'll take the free buff. I could show this cutscene off, but, like, I would say in this case it's up to y'all if you want to see the cutscene. Alright, big, meaty chunkers. Beautiful. Oh, that's unfortunate. Alright, back shots. Back shots for Midra. Beautiful. Is it that bad? It's pretty bad. Like, it's, like, compared to some of what you would normally expect to find, it's really gruesome. Like, I can show it off, just keep in mind, like, like, compared to some of the shit you will see in this game, it is genuinely, like, gruesome. But I also think it's really well done, for all it's worth.
The depths of your...
The depths of your... Ah! Kind of curious. Oh, yeah, bet. Yeah, no worries. Like, I got you covered. Yeah, it's well done, but holy shit.
Enough. I have endured more than enough. I ask you forgive me, dearest Nanaya.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little gruesome. It's built a little different. He gives himself a little ouchie. He does, in fact, give himself a little ouchie. Yeah. It's pretty bad. But he looks fucking cool doing it, so you know what? Get credit where credit's due. Oh. Owie. Ouch. Oh, okay, fair enough. I deserve that. That was a bad roll. That was 110% just bad rolling on my part. The boy must learn. Dude, I gotta say, if your lessons revolve around having to stab shit through your hands and fucking, pulling your own brain out, like, yeah, it's pretty bad. Smash. Smash. Wait. I missed out on the buff. I'm stupid. I missed out on my buff. That was dumb on my part. Oh well, it's fine. It'll work out either way. There we go. Second phase triggered. Ouch. Alright, beautiful. Smashed his butthole. Owie. Okay, fair enough. I deserve that. See, we have it in the bag. I just need to not suck. That would be the primary. Yeah, actually, yeah. Of everything I could do here, literally just don't suck, and that's about it. Otherwise, we're good to go. Also, maybe get the stagger on his first phase here. Yeah, getting the stagger right here. Just don't get hit and you'll be fine. That's what I was thinking, honestly, Reese. That's exactly what I was thinking. Literally just do that, and we should be good to go. Unfortunately, I did get hit there, but that is kind of on me. Alright, beautiful. That's probably going to be the trigger. I'm a little surprised it actually didn't trigger a stagger there. I'm a little surprised no stagger happened there. Because, like, I don't know, it felt like I lined it up pretty well there. But I guess in this case, maybe it's just kind of, maybe it's just kind of an armor thing going into second phase. It might kind of be just that in this case. So, something to keep in mind, I guess, but fair enough.
The depths of...
Alright, meaty club. Bonk. Alright, try that again, but this time without dying. Beautiful. Staggerino. Oh, right, I forgot that had a follow-up. Oh. Yeah, admittedly getting hit with the Super Duper Madness Beam, also known as the B-movie on fucking speed dial. Probably not the best idea to get hit by that, but... Getting the B-movie beamed directly into your skull.
The depths of your...
Bonk. Bonkle. Alright, beautiful. I was gonna say, stagger probably is gonna be pretty early there. Hey, Hey, Minnie! How you doing, buddy? Ooh! We skipped a second phase trigger. At least for a minute. Wait. Wait, the second phase trigger is not happening. What the fuck? Okay, I'm mildly scared now. I'm mildly scared now. Like, I was not expecting no second phase trigger. Going pretty good, man. Overall, can't complain. Like, doing my thing, having a good time of it. Holidays and all. Yeah, definitely holidays and all, for sure. We technically are done with the run at this point. I'm just kind of doing like one extra boss. It's kind of like a fun little like, hey, I fucking took way too long on Radon, so we're just like enjoying it in this case. So yeah, that's kind of the pace right now. No extra dammies today, Midra. A goofball. I'll be driving you mad today, buddy. Beautiful. Big meaty chunkers. Awesome. Alright, staggers. Beautiful. Yeah, no, honestly, man. I can't complain. Got his ass. Fucking packed his cheeks. Cheeks packed. Uh-oh. Stinky! Uh-oh. Stinky? Stinky, Midra! Good night, Midra! Yo, the blood on my fucking lips is a little intimidating, I'm not gonna lie. Has a very, like, yummers kind of effect. Alrighty. Well, there we go. There's Midra. In theory. No, actually, never mind. I'm sorry, folks. Meteor does not get a chance in the spotlight. Meteor is not worth it. Just not even remotely. Meteor's not that boss. Never been that boss. Unfortunately. Let me see if I can find the grace for the, I think it, where's the grace for the lion? I think the grace for the lion, oh, wait, is there actually, like, no grace for the lion in this case? There's a lion that's right over here, but I guess there's no grace for it. Okay, alright, fair enough. Alright. Alright, well, in that case, I do hate to say it, folks, but that actually is going to have to officially be it for the run today. We have officially made our way through the entire DLC, or at least, you know, pretty damn far through the DLC in this case, with only what the DLC had to provide us. We did a pretty damn good job of it, beat pretty much all the bosses that really mattered in this case, and I mean, shit, yeah, we did in fact cook for all it's worth. Yeah, yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for tonight. Well, folks, thank you sincerely, as always, for joining me tonight. I really do appreciate it. Genuinely. If you had a good time, and you haven't already, do be sure to like and subscribe. It really does help out a lot. Helps boost engagement with, in this case, like any of these live streams like this. Likewise, just honestly subscribing just lets me know, like, hey, people like what they're seeing and like the content and like what's going on here and all that magic. So thank you, Minnie. Appreciate it, buddy. You have a good rest of your night, okay? Take good care. Minnie, I do want at some point or another for us to figure out a time frame. In this case, I don't really know what the whole situation is here, but I would like, at least, no matter what, for us to definitely be able to do the Left 4 Dead. I think Spy is definitely still down for it for sure. Spy and I did some testing on it not too long ago, so the only one I'm not really entirely sure, but either way, long story short, I would like to figure it out. So, not tossed aside, just, you know, I wanna get that going at some point. Anywho, but yeah, folks, yeah, I think that is gonna have to be it for tonight. Thank you sincerely for joining me, as always. I appreciate it. It means a lot to me. If you haven't liked and subscribed, like and subscribe. It means a lot. If you want to join the Discord, we do have a Discord linked in the description, so definitely be sure to join our Discord if you want to. In this case, keep in mind that when you join the Discord, normally speaking, a mod or myself has to essentially like link you in. So if you haven't enrolled in, please acknowledge or please note that that's what's going on there. Otherwise, folks, I don't know if I'm going to see you until after the New Year's. So if I don't see you until after New Year's, I wish you the best of a New Year's. Please take wonderful, wonderful care of yourselves. Really, just take good care of yourselves, okay? And as always, really, genuinely, thanks for being here. It does mean a lot to me. And I will see you all next time. Hey, Sally, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear it. Nice. Nice, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear you got him. Have a good rest of your night, okay? Take good care of yourself. Minnie, take good care of yourself, buddy. It's always good seeing you, man. Randall, thank you for being here, man. I appreciate it. Reese, always appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for stopping in, hon. Sincerely. Reese, I'll probably give you a little bit of a status update on where I am, like computer parts wise and all that magic, at some point here, soon. Okay. I've been doing a good chunk and a half of research, so. Take care, folks. If I don't see you soon, I'll see you next year.